When I read the word retinoblastoma, it really shattered me because I never expected that my child would have something called as retinoblastoma, which is a rare form of eye cancer.
Welcome back to SYWK. Well, in this episode, my guest will be sharing the story of his daughter Abigail, who is only 2 years old and is fighting from a rare eye cancer called retinoblastoma. My guest for this episode is a responsible father, a good friend, and someone who's trying to give his daughter the best life a father can and also spread awareness about retinoblastoma and save millions of lives. He is none other than Mr. Larry Wagh. Well, in this episode, Larry will be sharing Abigail's story and we will also learn what exactly is retinoblastoma, how can we identify it, and also if we can prevent it. So sit back and listen to our conversation till the end and educate yourself so that you can save a life in the future. Also, if you learn something valuable in this episode, please share it to your loved ones and help Larry spread the awareness of the rare eye cancer called retinoblastoma. Thanks, and let's get started. Hi Larry, welcome to my podcast channel Something You Wanna Know. It's really an honor to get you on my podcast channel and talk about retinoblastoma cancer.
Thank you, Desmond, for having me. It is such a wonderful opportunity to be on your podcast and to share experiences of Abigail and to share knowledge and to share understanding with you. Thank you for this time.
So Larry, can you tell us the story of our lovely Abigail?
Yes, Abigail, my only daughter, she was born on 12th September 2018, just 18 days after I lost my dad due to unexplained circumstances. And it is really difficult. It was really difficult at that time because we were going through a major loss in our family. And Abigail coming in our lives was a sign of happiness, a sign of hope. And it just took away all our burdens and pains. And we could play with Abigail and she brought a lot of happiness in our lives. Abigail was really fine after her first birthday and she even attended your wedding. She looked really pretty in your wedding.
Yes.
And following that, she started to show some signs. That is, her left eye started to reflect light. And generally, when I used to take her pictures with a flash, I could notice that one of her eye was flashing light, like reflecting light, and it was a little bit uncommon because it was just that eye which was reflecting light. And initially, it was a very small reflection, so I did not understand it. We did show her to her doctor, and the doctor said that it is normal. It happens. Children, they grow up like this. So it was. I was not sure whether it is something serious. As days passed by, we came to the month of March, and that's when the lockdown situation started in Pune, and it was very, very difficult for us to even step out of the house. So for 2 months, I could not get Abigail's eyes checked. But yes, the vision or the left eye was showing a lot of problems. She could see, but I was not sure whether she could see from her left eye or no because of that eye problem. And then on May 2nd, she actually fell ill and we had to admit her. And I tried to identify that she has some eye problem at that time, but we could not do it because of lack of doctors. Finally, on 23rd of May, I finally got appointment at KK Institute and in Pune, and that is where the doctor identified that she has something very serious. And the doctor did not waste time. He looked at her eye and he immediately took out a pen and paper, and he told me, "You need to go to Hyderabad right now." It didn't click me at all. I mean, he's just looking at her eye and he's telling me, "You need to go right now. You have no time." And I was not able to understand what he's trying to say. And though being a medical background, I'm being a nurse and I'm studying for my PhD, I wanted to understand exactly what is the doctor trying to say. I did look on, I did find out about the problems related to eye, and there are so many. But then I never thought that my daughter would have any eye problems, because she could see, she could do everything, all her activities normally. When the doctor had written on the paper that you need to go to Hyderabad because your daughter has leukocoria and it is suggested of retinoblastoma in an advanced stage. When I read the word retinoblastoma, it really shattered me, because I never expected that my child would have something called as retinoblastoma, which is a rare form of eye cancer.
So that is,
and I was stunned. I was stunned, and then I made sure that I need to get my daughter treatment as soon as can. And I could not go to Hyderabad, but then I could manage to come to Mumbai for her treatment. And since May 23rd, we have been treating Abigail for retinoblastoma at Baijer Baiwadi Hospital in Mumbai and SRCC Hospital in Mumbai.
What basically, if you can tell us, what basically is retinoblastoma? What is this type of cancer?
So retinoblastoma is a form of cancer which develops at the retina. So retina, as you all know, is the main part of the eye, the back part of the eye, which forms vision. So our lens in front, like a camera's lens, it steers all the light at the retina, and that's where the images form, and that's how we can see. And all the images transferred to the back of the eye in the optic nerve, and it goes to the brain. And so retina is a very crucial part of our eye, especially because it forms the sight. Abigail developed this retinoblastoma. It is because of two reasons. One reason is it could be because of a genetic mutation. That is when the eye forms. That is when there is a chance of it to develop. Or if there is a predisposition that the child develops cancer. Okay. So it just happens if the child has some sort of a gene. Okay. And that can cause cancer. So this gene, it doesn't have to be in every family. It just comes down. It comes down from one person to the other, and finally it shows. So we are never sure when this cancer comes up.
Okay. So basically, after getting to know what Abigail is going through right now, it's really difficult, to accept that, that kids also, are getting such diseases, because normally this is the first time even I am understanding about retinoblastoma, because normally what happens is the adults, we get to know, they have got certain type of cancer. But this is the first time, I've got to know and I'm understanding what is retinoblastoma. If a parent, they come to know that their kid has a spot in the eye, so what is the immediate thing which they need to do to identify if it is retinoblastoma or if it is just a normal thing in the eye? If you can just explain us this.
This is really important. Let it be a parent, or I would like to more focus on photographers, because photographers are the one who take a lot of pictures. Retinoblastoma, or a cancer or a problem, eye-related problem, is only found out through the flash of a camera. So it could be any camera. It could be even a cell phone camera. So whenever you take a picture or you take a flash photography or flash photo, the eyes light up. Okay. Now, if you would have seen, Desmond, quite commonly, we sometimes see a red eye, when we take a picture. Correct. And there are so many phones are having those software features where they reduce the red eye. Several DSLRs also have those features. Red eye means normal, everything is okay. But a white eye, it's the same reflection, white eye is dangerous.
Okay.
Now, you would have noticed when we go like in the night, when we go by road and you find some animals like cats and dogs, you can see their eyes, they're bright up, like shine. And you can come to know there's an animal there. So that's somewhat how the eye looks for a child after. It happens even before their first birthday or even after their first birthday. But that is a period of time where we find this flash of light in their eyes. Usually it is in both of the eyes, or it is in one side of the eye. So this white light is called as leukocoria.
Okay.
This white light is called as leukocoria. Now leukocoria is the sign. Okay. In leukocoria, you have more than 18 types of disease conditions.
Oh, okay.
And out of them, one is retinoblastoma. Now, why I'm focusing more on retinoblastoma is because the incidence of it being retinoblastoma is more. So that's why a white eye will more significantly show that the child may have retinoblastoma. There are several other conditions as well.
I have a question. Now, this cancer, does it only show in one eye, or it shows in both the eyes as well? Like how do you identify
it? It shows in both the eyes as well.
It shows in both the eyes as well.
If it's both the eyes, you will find a white reflection of light in both the eyes. If it is one eye, it will show reflection in one eye. Okay. If it is one eye, the reflection is one eye, there is a lot of chances for it to form in the next eye sometime later.
Oh, okay.
So it's
if it
very
is not treated right, this is what you're trying to say.
If it is
not treated right, okay.
So if it is not identified early in the left eye, there is a chance for it to come on the right eye.
Okay.
So why I'm saying this is because early identification of a whitish reflection or a white glow in the eye is very important. We might skip it. We might say it's a nice, sometimes we take a flash photography, eyes are sparkling, and they're like, wow, it's such a nice effect. But it is not. It is a dangerous sign.
See, basically what I would like to tell our listeners and whoever is watching this, that in case if you get to know that your kid has something in the eye, firstly, don't get scared. Okay, it may be or maybe not. So if after watching this and if you see something in the eye, first visit the doctor. Tell him about the condition. Tell him about that, you got to know about the retinoblastoma condition. Do a test and then wait for the results. So because normally what happens, Larry, that people will listen to it and
panic,
then they will panic. So don't panic. Just visit the doctor and take the best advice from best doctors. And really, Larry, it was really amazing talking to you and getting to know about retinoblastoma, and everyone hope that Abigail will recover very fast, and our prayers are with you and your family. Let's go to the next question. How can we prevent it? Is it naturally for some kids, or it can be prevented when, before the kid is born or when the kid is born? Like, if you can put some light on this.
Yeah, so like I said, it's something related to cancer. And when someone says that we have something like, we have a way we can prevent someone from getting cancer, it is such an enlightening thing, because cancer is such a deadly disease. I'll just give you a small statistics. In India, we have around 11 lakh people who get cancer every year, and out of 11 lakh, around 7 lakh of them die, and around close to 4 lakh only survive. So you can see the ratio of people who die and the people who survive is a very big. People who die are more. So if someone is said that no, you can prevent it, it is something that we have to take it seriously. Why I'm saying this is because we are talking about children. Now, this cancer develops in children under the age of 5. So we are dealing with really small children who are just born from that age up to the age of 5. So these are the children who really cannot speak or really cannot express themselves. And understanding these children that they have something wrong in their eye, or they have cancer forming in their eye, or they cannot see, or they have pain, or they have any issue, they cannot tell. So it is very important for us to be safe rather than sorry. And we need to do that by there is a way, that is genetic testing. Now this may sound a very hi-fi, sci-fi, rocket science for everyone, but it is very simple. It is just a blood test. You need to you as a parent or going to be a parent, you can just take a blood test. and you can find out whether you have certain genes which may be causing cancer. For example, in my case, none in my family have cancer, or none in my spouse's family have cancer. But if we would have taken a genetic test, we could have found out that any one of us is a carrier of a gene of cancer. So this can be prevented by understanding it before. Now, what if there is what if you have conceived and you have planned for a child? What do you do now? Are you too late? No, you're not too late. You can still check from the child's DNA whether that child is going to have cancer or no. So this is really important for us to understand. And a specialist or a genetic expert will give more details to you on this as to how you can identify and how you can prevent it. But all I could say is that yes, you can prevent some specific kinds of cancer in children.
Especially retinoblastoma. You can
especially
prevent.
Retinoblastoma. Yes.
So basically, what you're trying to say is that, for example, if a couple is pregnant and it's only a month or 2 months, so during that within a month, you can do a test and you can get to know that if your kid will be getting retinoblastoma or not. So this is what you're trying to say. So that's really nice. Even I didn't know. I'm even learning a lot of new things from you. And for our listeners as well, it's a really good episode which we are doing today, and we are spreading the awareness of retinoblastoma. So Larry, can you tell me what is your main motive right now? Because I have invited you on my podcast channel, but other than this, you have done a lot of seminars, you have done a lot of workshops related to this. So what is your main purpose? Do you want to spread awareness, and what are your future plans in terms of Abigail, or in terms of where you want to take this retinoblastoma and how you want to share this to everyone?
Yeah, Desmond, I really want to thank you for giving me this opportunity for your podcast to be a medium for me to share. What I want to do is, yes, I want to create a lot of awareness regarding this kind of cancer, because we have in India only 1,500 cases of retinoblastoma. So you can just make a comparison. We have crores of population in India and only 1,500 cases in India. I don't look at it that it's a rare cancer and there are very few cases. I don't look at it this way. I look at it the other way. And the other way is that just imagine not 1, not 10, not 100, not 1 lakh, not 10 lakh. Imagine crores of people do not know how to recognize it. So if they start to recognize it early, they can help save these children's lives. Because usually the child is diagnosed at a very last stage. Like for example, Abigail was diagnosed at the second last stage of cancer. The last stage of cancer, you can only do one thing. One thing, that is remove the eye. And it is such a painful thing to watch a child who was born healthy, who's living healthily, everything is going normal, and suddenly the doctor just says that we need to remove the eye. And why do we need to remove the eye? We need to remove the eye because we have to save the life of the child. And it is not like natural blindness. It is a cause, like a cancer that is causing blindness. So we can actually help so many children save their sight and prevent blindness. We can help so many children to be away and free from cancer and not let them go through such kind of pain. So I'm on a mission or a national awareness campaign where I'm using Abigail's story and I'm doing a national awareness related to retinoblastoma. And not just finding out cancer, but also I'm in the hunt for these 1,500 who have survived. There are so many survivors out there, and they are not children anymore. They are adults, and they have their children. They have survived, and they are living their lives really, really to the fullest. I just want to use their life as an inspiration to others, so that they know that this is not the end. As in, when a child develops cancer, it's not the end. There is a lot of hope in the future. And then there are so many who are living the normal life. I have recently spoken to one boy. He plays. He's blind. He cannot see from one eye. He manages to see from the other. He has little vision on the left eye, and he is representing Mumbai for national blind football.
Wow.
So it's not the end. These are real people, and they are an inspiration to others. So I am trying to bring everybody together. I'm trying to do this awareness, and it's not an awareness only for general public. I'm doing it even for the doctors, because doctors themselves do not know what this condition is. The reason why they do not know is because there are not many cases.
Yeah,
if there are more cases, then people know it. Yeah, like if there are COVID cases, people know what COVID is.
Yeah,
there
correct.
are not many retinoblastoma cases, so the doctors really don't look at it. But all they have to do is they just have to take a torch and they have to just flash it on the eye. If they see a white reflection, that's it. They find out there's something wrong. But the system in our country, it's really poor, where there is no assessment of a child being done. A child, since the time the child is born, the child has to go several investigations, several immunizations, several vaccinations. So many times the child visits the hospital, but not once is the child's eyes checked.
Oh, yeah. So that is very important.
It is something that we have to get this in practice. And how can it happen in practice? If the parent asks, when the parent goes and says, "Mere bachche mein koi problem hai kya? Is there anything wrong with my child? Can you please check? Can you please check the eyesight? Can you please check the hearing? Can you please check any other thing?" And these are just, it just shows, like I said, the eye, it will just reflect, it will just shine, and you just need a light for it. It is nothing expensive that you have to do a major test. You can, if you have a photo of your own child with a flash, you can just show that photo. It says, "See here, I saw some reflection," and that is what will basically change the child's life. I would just like to add one more thing. Is, this is a sensitive time, not just for the child but for the parent as well. Like if any child is going through cancer or going through treatment of cancer, future is not always clear as to what's going to happen with the child and what's going to happen. We really don't know. Now, in the case of Abigail, yes, she has lost vision in the left eye, and I'm trying my best to make sure that, she gets some part of her vision, which I know it's very difficult. The doctors have clearly said that she's not going to be able to see from a left eye ever again. But then there is this hope, as a parent, why should she suffer with one, with only one side of one side? And the blessing has come in such a magnitude, and I really hope that this really resonates to even other children. She has been blessed in such a way that the tumor is shrinking in her eye. It has come down to a very small size as compared to before. More than 90% of her retina has reattached, so that's a good sign. And one thing is very, very specific that I want to mention here is that she comes to be diagnosed from a second last stage of cancer. So in the books, or as per the doctor's advices, usually they try to remove the eye at this stage. But then they have not removed the eye for Abigail. And that is a good sign, because she becomes the case which other doctors can look at and try to save the eye for another child who is at the same stage. So it is a very big thing for us, because she has been saved. She can keep her natural eye. Of course, we are working on her vision. It is going to take some time. But then we're just hoping that there is another miracle coming our way, and she may get vision back in her left eye. And there are so many positivities that are there, and we are focusing on that.
What we can, at least what I can tell you, and people whoever is listening to this, that just be positive, be strong, and we are always there to support you, and we are always praying for Abigail. And whoever is watching and listening, you can follow Larry Wagh as well on his social media channel to support Abigail. I will leave the link in the description. And it was really an honor, talking to you and getting to know about retinoblastoma and about Abigail. And we hope she recovers soon, and our prayers are always with her. So yeah, thank you and
Thank you, Desmond.
God bless.
Thanks for this social cause. This platform is a really good platform where we can reach a large quantities of people. They listen to you, they adore you, they follow you, and I'm sure that they get this message and they understand that it just takes a good heart to save someone's life.
Correct,
And it
yeah.
could be sometimes even someone in their own family, or it could be their friends. So I mean, if you guys keep a good heart, definitely, you guys will be saving several lives, especially children. That is what we are hoping, that children do not have cancer, and even if they have, it is best that we come forward and help them,
And help
so
and
that
support them.
and
That
you know,
is
we should not let a child lose their child age. I mean, that's a very, very golden age. You know,
correct.
we
Yeah.
don't remember much of our age when we were kids. You know, like we used to do all crazy random things. So I mean, this is the age for them to do that. That's not the age for them to sit in the hospital and they have all these lines and they have to go through so much pain.
And
So I want to make sure that we give children this thing that they can enjoy their life like a child, because they're not going to get this time again.
Yeah, it's very difficult to even hear from you, you know, what you're saying, and really hats off to you and your wife as well. You know, it's really great, and God will surely bless both of you. Well, I hope you have learned something valuable in this episode. If you did, please support me by liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. If you would also like to share your story, SYWK is the right platform, since this podcast is for common people like us. So you can DM me on my Insta handle. I will leave the link in the description below. Thank you and God bless.